Andreas here, Hale here with Michael Venom Page, fighting Ian Garry at UFC 303. Bro, it's like you just got here and you're already in one of the most highly anticipated fights of 303. How excited are you at this opportunity?
Yeah, again, it's weird. I keep telling everybody that I feel like I've manifested this whole journey. So I feel like I've seen it already, So I'm just coming here and just, living it out, playing it out. So I'm enjoying it, but just enjoying it in a way of just enjoying every aspect of it. Coming here, doing interviews and so on and so forth. Just everything that goes along with being the fighter in the UFC. Just enjoying that.
I mean, it's Ian Garry, but it's opening up the card. Ian said this should be the co-main event. Are you thinking the same thing?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you look at, no disrespect to anybody, but you look at the card, I think everyone's really licking their lips at this fight, Obviously, we don't have Conor like, we wanted, but I think definitely we were the next one in line. So it's a shame, but it's what it is. It's still going to be a fight of the night.
I mean, you're going to do your part, obviously. I got to ask you, man, why did you call this man BBL Garry? I got to ask you.
My thing is, he's the fake version of Conor McGregor. I understand he's inspired by him, but I think he's trying a bit too hard to walk the same path. And instead of walking your own path, I remember when I first got to MMA, everyone was like, "Oh, you're like the UK Anderson Silva," and it is a compliment,
Right?
And I appreciate it. But I didn't try to follow his path. I was like, yeah, I appreciate that. I accept it as a compliment, but this is the path that I'm gonna take. I think when you try too hard to fill someone else's boots, you trip up.
I mean, with that being said, because he's so confident in his striking, this matchup, it feels like this is a striker's paradise. Do you expect this to go standing up the entire duration of the fight? Or there's some new wrinkles in your game that you may show out on Saturday night?
If it goes to the ground, it's not because I'm going to want it to go to the ground. It's just because he's going to want to try and get it to the ground. I've done it many a times. I say this many a times. I turn competent strikers into wrestlers. I do it every single time because when they stand in front of me, they realize the timing, they realize the speed, they realize just my ability to just be untouched, land heavy shots. Then it's like, yeah, forget this game plan. Let's go elsewhere and try and figure it out. So I think the same thing's going to happen here.
Your fight with Kevin Holland was exciting, and I think he started to realize how good you were during that fight. He talks a lot. What did he say to you in that fight?
To be fair, not much. Only there's one comment that I just found hilarious. We was in a clinch together, and he's like, "Man, what you lotion with? You're slippery as hell." And I was like, "It's the same with you, bro. I think we're just sweating and so on and so forth." But it was just funny that he brought it up during the fight. And to be fair, that was it. I think he was so focused on trying to figure out the human or Rubik's Cube that I am, that he didn't have things to say.
This fight with Ian, because again, it's probably going to be a standing up battle. Do you think he's seen anybody close to your style of striking in a fight?
Yeah, I guess the only person that he would have seen, not experienced in terms of being in the cage with, is like Wonderboy Thompson. We both come from very similar backgrounds, which is why we fight side on, so on and so forth, similar kicks and punches. So he would have seen something, but again, experiencing it is different, very, very different. The same thing Kevin said after the first round. He's like, he's a lot faster than you guys thought he was. And that's it. The reality kicks in when you're in there.
I mean, you finally arrived at the UFC. It felt like a long journey to get here. Obviously, you were with Bellator for quite some time. Were you surprised at how many people knew who you were immediately as you signed? Like UFC fans, there's a lot of hardcore fans, but they've known who you were for a long time, waiting for this moment.
Not at all. I've worked hard in my career, in and outside the cage. How I market myself, creativity, but also the knockouts that I've done have gone super viral. I won Knockout of the Year in, I think it was like 2016, 17, wherever it was. And I actually came over here to Vegas to receive an award for it. And I was the only Bellator fighter in there. It was just covered with UFC fighters. It's like, normally they don't give it outside of the UFC.
Right.
But I make noise. I always break that mold. So yeah, it wasn't a surprise to me at all.
Your post-fight celebrations also go viral.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm saying, for me, it's a whole package. It's not just about what happens in the fight. It's the build up to the fight. It's the walk to the fight. It's what happens in the fight. It's the celebration after the fight. I try to make it a full. If you buy your ticket to my fight, you're getting everything.
So does that mean this is probably going to be a performance of the night type of performance on Saturday night?
I always strive to make it a performance of the night, definitely.
I got to ask you about the post-fight celebrations. What inspires them? I know it's some anime. There's a little bit of molding from Fortnite and games like that. You got something new in mind for Saturday?
Oh, always. I can't shut this mind off. Like even when I'm asleep, there's stuff going on. When I wake up, I have to execute. And I got an amazing team behind me that kind of helps put what stuff that comes out of my mind into practice. And my creative team, I call them, is my family. Is literally me and my siblings will sit down and we just crack jokes and just go over like, oh yeah, this is what's happening now, this is what's going on, and we just think up ideas. So it's just a constant thing, and that's without even trying. It's just a think tank, just because we're just laughing and joking, and just how we are, and that's what helps inspire ideas.
What does a win against Ian Garry get you next? What do you think? How many fights do you think you'll be away from a title opportunity?
To be fair, I think this one brings me top 5. One more brings me to a title, and I've been saying, when you're within that top 5. Anything that slips, you're actually available for a title. And what I mean is, if somebody happens to get an injury or something, same with this fight. This fight was not supposed to be my fight. It's supposed to be Colby's fight.
Right.
But I'm there. I'm ready. I'm waiting. Colby messes up for whatever reason. I'm available. I think putting myself in that position, or a winner in this fight puts myself in that position, but this time for the title.
How big is the fight with you and Leon Edwards overseas?
Massive. It's just big for multiple reasons. It's big for the UK. It hasn't been done before. And it's the type of thing that we had a lot of those type of historic fights in boxing in the UK, but never in mixed martial arts. I think it's going to do a lot for the mixed martial arts, but also like young black boys and girls that come from where we come from, seeing that, it's inspiring. It's inspiring for them. And it's inspiring because it's not just one person that's like, oh, you can kind of write off as it's just one of a kind.
Right.
It's 2 people, similar backgrounds, all that kind of thing, and selling out wherever we decide to make that fight happen. It's a massive occasion, and I want to make that happen.
So is it safe to say that your outcome 303, assuming that you win, you're going to be watching very close? Are you rooting for Leon Edwards against Bilal?
Selfishly, yeah. Selfishly, yeah. But in general, yeah. Like, we're both UK fighters. And again, I always wish success from my peers. Yeah, I get on with Bilal as well. I don't not wish him success. But again, selfishly, I want that trajectory to happen for me and Leon.
Last question. Just tell me, how does Saturday play out? What should we expect you to do on Saturday night?
If I'm smiling, just expect me to have fun. Expect me to keep smiling. And when I'm smiling, it's a problem. Like, if I'm dancing, it's a problem. If I'm having fun, it's a problem. Not for me, for my opponent. And it shows you, then it's entertaining for everybody. And not just the dancing, what comes after that. If I'm relaxed in that moment and I've figured you out, then it's a problem. So yeah, expect the unexpected.
Well, we're going to expect the unexpected. Michael Venom Page against Ian Garry, UFC 303. We are all looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you, sir. All right.